Hello, everyone. My name is TheVolgun, and you're watching SCiP Rewind, the show that is basically a recap of my videos that you may have missed, and then some SCP-based news or noteworthy things that I want to share with everyone. So first of all, let's go through the videos that you may have missed. The first one is SCP-31, What is Love? As with all the SCPs I cover in these, I don't really want to spoil any of it, but this is kind of funny and kind of disturbing at the same time. It's based on love, let's just say that. The second one is SCP-426, I Am a Toaster. This is a really classic one. This is one of the first ones I ever read about 5 or 6 years ago, so it has a special place in my heart. If you haven't heard of it, I can't imagine you haven't heard of it, but if you haven't, go and watch this video. It's a very creative SCP, it's not just a standard monster kind of thing. The third one is SCP-1167, Disembodied Robot Head. Fun fact about this, it got demonetized for 3 days because it had the word disembodied head in the title. So yeah, that was fun. But it's pretty interesting. I always kind of like robot or sci-fi based SCPs. So if you're like me, you're definitely going to want to check this one out. The fourth one you probably have seen because this video did particularly well. SCP-1936, Daleport. This is a Cthulhu mythos based SCP, which I think is why it did so well. I'm really happy with how it turned out. It's one of the ones I'm most proud of. So if by any chance you haven't seen it, go and watch it, because out of the SCPs that I've done this year, it's probably the one that I'm most proud of. And finally, SCP-3209, Boredom Butterfly. I really liked this one. It has a really good ending. It's like kind of a twist ending, very Twilight Zone style ending, which I really like. It's not often you see SCP documents with twist endings. This is a document that kind of reads like a tale. I'm actually thinking of making researcher Miller, giving him some anomalous properties, or he has gained some anomalous properties that allows him to touch an object and get an idea of the emotion that the person that held it did. It would give me more of an opportunity to actually do voice acting in these tales. So for example, if a researcher Miller picks up a piece of paper, the person that wrote the note on that piece of paper, he will be able to sense the emotion or something. If you have any ideas for that kind of thing, I would really like to have like a canon explanation for it. I think that's a good step forward for the researcher Miller character. If I develop lore around my document reads, I think it makes it a wee bit more interesting for people. So if you have any ideas on how I could, in universe, justify researcher Miller feeling or experiencing what that person experienced, let me know, because I want to try and incorporate more voice acting in character. Anyway, moving on. Those are the document videos that I've done. If any of them sound good, I keep on repeating myself, but watch them if you'd like. And now I'm going to move on to some news. The first one, I really want to get this out first because it's really important. If at any stage you want to write an SCP, I get asked for some reason. I've never written anything. I'm really bad at writing. But a lot of people ask me, do you have any tips for writing an SCP? Now, I don't have any of those tips, but Dr. Cimmerian has created an entire episode of a podcast on it. You really need to check this out. It's incredibly interesting. I watched it, even though I have really no skills for writing SCPs, but he goes through a lot of things in the video that make you think about what you're doing, about accepting criticism, all that kind of stuff. Of course, the links to this video will be in the description. Please watch it. If you know anybody else that could benefit from it, I know there are so many people that could benefit from it. At the time of recording, it only has about 300 views, which is criminal as far as I'm concerned. So if you know any aspiring authors, if you're an aspiring author, watch this video. It's about 23 minutes long. You will not regret listening to this. Next up is a movie poster for a fictional SCP movie. This has existed for quite a while. I can't actually find the original artist, but it's a pretty cool looking poster. The most interesting thing about this post on Reddit was by Reddit user agentmacleod SCP, and he has the best response to this post, and this is why I'm including it. He said, "Pre-ramble disclaimers, this poster is fucking wicked. I'm pretty sure that's Gear's proposal, regardless, GG creator." Number 2, this is going to be a bit of a long ramble. It wasn't that long, but anyway. Okay, so a Foundation film adaptation, whether feature length or a series or a mini-series or what have you, is bar none one of my favourite things to talk about. The topic pops up on the main wiki's forums a lot. I'm 90% positive what I'm about to say has already been said before, but here it goes. Number 1. Because of the Creative Commons license, a properly funded Foundation adaptation is highly unlikely. Our license has been both a blessing and a curse. Number 2. We're not a single genre writing community. We're heavily associated with horror because we started as a creepypasta community, but we are not just horror. There is comedy, both in the classic sense and the colloquial sense. There is tragedy, there is horror, there is fantasy, there is sci-fi, both of the soft and hard variety. There is mystery. There's a ton of different genres all created in the SCP format. Number 3. The flexible multi-canon thing we've got going on. You may know this better as the refrain, quote, "there is no canon," would absolutely play into an SCP film adaptation. Either it'd play with its own rules and not be internally consistent, or most likely it'd take a lot of artistic license with everything. It directly adapts from the wiki. Look at Lord Bunk's Confinement series for an example of what I'm talking about. With this in mind, this is what I personally like to see in an SCP film adaptation. And all of this I agree with, by the way. Number 1, a large ensemble cast. There'd be no clear protagonist, and maybe not even a clear antagonist, unless a villainous SCP like 106 were invoked. A focus on all the moving pieces of the Foundation, from discovery to recovery, from containment to explanation, neutralization, and disposal or release. The Foundation has a lot going on, and I'd like to see how a filmmaker explains how this massive extra-governmental conspiracy stays secret and stays funded. Something akin to American Horror Stories format. Instead of focusing on a single site or some such, why not move it around? For the Foundation, I'd want it to feel less like Stargate SG-1 or Sanctuary, and more like the Twilight Zone, though perhaps without a Rod Sterling stand-in. That right there. The Twilight Zone is the perfect parallel for an SCP movie. So, my ideal Foundation adaptation would look like this. A television series without a constant cast. Each 30-minute episode would focus on a small cast of characters dealing with a single incident or conflict. A season could showcase one SCP and all the people connected to it, or it could showcase one research wing of one site, or something like that. Faceless mooks who die in episode 1 of a given season are the subject of episode 3, whether their story prior to becoming SCP Chow or whatever is explained. A background conversation in episode 2 turned to be the centre of the plot in episode 9. Some dude who's been chilling in the background of every episode is revealed to be nobody, or an O5 doing some undercover boss shit or something. The comic relief of one episode is the background researcher turned SCP of the next. Viewers will have to connect the dots to make a full picture out of everything, just like the readers on the SCP wiki actually do. So, again, that was by Reddit user agentmacleodscps. I hope I'm saying that right, I just don't know. So yeah, he essentially encapsulates exactly what I want from an SCP based series, and also includes, it's a pipe dream essentially because of the license of the SCP Foundation. Anyway, I thought it was cool. The next thing is a cosplay. I thought it was pretty funny, and it's a 426 that I'd done a video on a few weeks ago, and that's just the best cosplay ever. I have nothing else to say, just look at it. Apologies for the length of this episode, but I'm going to cut it off here. Thank you very much for listening, and I'll see y'all very soon. Okay, bye. I would like to give a special thank you to Andre Bichert, Desmond Haskins, and Getsaberry. Thank you all very much for your support. It's greatly appreciated. If you would like a special thank you at the end of each of my videos, and some other cool stuff as well, go to patreon.com/TheVolgun. Thank you.